Hey, you guys are coming all in. So let me get my stuff together and situated really quick to make sure you guys can hear me, okay? If you can hear me, give me the number one. If you can hear me very, very well, please give your girl the number one. Want to make sure y'all can hear and see me. Awesome, thank you. Okay. And then also let me know too, how many of you have back tested before? How many of you are currently learning how to back test, and how many of you need help with back testing? Like, which one are you? Are you the person who knows how to back test? You're learning about back testing. Are you already currently back testing? I want to check to see which one you guys are. So let me know in the chat section which one are you. And then also, you guys, I'm a person who likes to chill when I do these types of things. So I have like music playing in the background. I have like tea or coffee. Tonight I'm drinking coffee, not coffee, tea. I'm drinking tea. I think this is turmeric ginger that I'm drinking. So, I just really love just setting the ambiance when I back test or trade. So that's it. So Dwayne says he's learning how to back test. Kay says new to Forex learning. Okay, no problem, no problem, no problems. Okay, so that's all good. Everyone has to start from somewhere. I remember when I was brand new as well too. Sometimes I still feel like a baby, but we all start from somewhere. Bashar says learning. Okay, cool, no problem. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to get into it. When you guys look at my price chart, one thing that I do is I just pick a random place. Like I'll scan over it for a few seconds, see something that I like that I can say, okay, this might be a really good area to hey Kendall. So, this may be a really good area to, back test together, test my knowledge because, iron sharpens iron. I don't know everything that's going to happen in the market, especially when you go back in time to back test. And we'll break that down in just a second. But when you go back and you want to back test, sometimes you have to separate it. So let me give you guys who's learning or new to Forex, let me give you guys like a little backstory about back testing really quick. Number one, when it comes to back testing, understand that what you're doing is you're studying your price chart with the knowledge that you're learning. And that doesn't always have to be a strategy, contrary to popular belief. Sometimes when it comes to you back testing, it could just be you back testing what a currency pair is, how to set up a watch list, how to understand your price chart, how to customize it. It could be understanding what price action candles are, how to recognize the highs and the lows, how to set up your time frames. That's a part of you studying to become a good trader, right? And then when you start to learn little things like how does price move, or when you're learning a type of structure to your strategy or a tool, how do you use a trend line? How do you use a square or an ellipse? The scanner, if you guys are in a company who uses a scanner, when you're learning those settings and you're applying it to the market, not demo trading, not live trading, just a little background, when the charts are like in the past, so you can study that currency paired to where price is now. That's a form of back testing. You're just studying what you're learning. Some of you guys are on YouTube. Some of you guys are in Facebook groups, on Instagram land. And whatever someone says, you just go back to see if you can see it for yourself. That's back testing, okay? So we just keep it cool, chill, and simple here. So here's the thing though. I want to do something with you guys though. I don't like a one person dialogue all the time. I need you guys to speak back to me. So as we're doing this, here's what I want you guys to do. I'm going to be picking one of you to back test with me because I like doing that. All of us are going to back test together. I would really like you all and encourage you all to, pick a side of what I'm going to say because I'm going to be asking you guys questions. For you guys who are brand new and who are still learning, this is the time for you guys to get involved. Hear me well. I'm not a person who's above reproach. You don't have to be perfect for me. I'm not asking you to know it all. I'm asking you to raise your hand and speak if you need help. But I'm also asking you to get involved so you can see where your weaknesses are and where your strengths are. So if I ask a question, like let's say, for example, when we get into it, if I ask, would you buy or would you sell here? Or what would you need price to go for you to participate? It's okay to type it in or it's okay to speak it out. The reason why, even if you're right or wrong, the reason why is because you're taking action. If you can take action now and practice your actions, you can take action when the price chart is moving. But this is the place to get help and to improve. Don't hold back. don't mumble back, because a person who doesn't ask the right questions is a person who doesn't get the right answers so they can take the right knowledge. I don't care about, and I'm going to say this, I care about everyone as an individual trader, because not all traders will see the price chart alike. But what I care is I can help each of you individually, but I can't help you if you don't get involved, if you don't engage. Okay. So that's my tidbit there. So I need you guys to do me a favor. Have paper and pencil in front of you, because you have to keep track of what we're going to be doing. So I have paper and pencil. I'm going to tell you guys what to write in your columns. Okay. So get your paper and pencil ready, because here's what I want you guys to write. At the top, I want you guys to write date. Just the word date, D-A-T-E. Next, I want you guys to write time. Okay. Write time. T-I-M-E. Next, I want you guys to write the word direction. Write the word direction. Okay. Next, I want you guys to write the initials SL for stop loss, SL for stop loss, and then TP for take profit, TP for take profit, and then TGL for total gain or loss. Okay. Total gain or loss. And then that's it. That's at the top that I want you guys to write down. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. If any of you, as well as we're back testing, if any of you need me to stop and repeat something, please let me know. You can type it in your chat or you can speak it out. Okay. Because I speak fast. We have an hour together and I want to make sure our hour is very prosperous and fruitful. Okay. So with that being said, we're on Euro New Zealand dollar. Okay, this is the currency pair that we're going to be on pretty soon. I'm going to shift my camera this way so I can see my price charts. Okay, and I already have here some notes to help you guys, to help improve you guys as traders, because everything we do is always streamlined every time I teach. And I want you to see what it is that I'm going to be teaching you so you could take very well notes. You could take very, very good notes. Okay, so here's what I'm going to ask. Who wants to be the first person to back test with me? Who wants to do the first trade setup? If you want to do the first trade setup with me, just write the word me in the chat. Or I'll pick someone. Okay. But if you want to be the first one, if you want to get the help, the personal help, say me. Okay. Renell says me. Okay. We'll start with you. So Renell, I'm going to ask you a quick question. Okay. Because for every trade setup, I'm going to do something different. All right. For every trade setup, I'm going to pick somebody else. But if no one volunteers, we'll keep going. Okay. So Renell, can you speak to me? Can you say, hey, can you verbally speak? That's another requirement, you guys. If you come on here and you back test with me, I gotta be able to hear you because it'll make it go by faster. Okay.
Hey, Miss Shaquan, how are you?
Hey, Miss Renee, how you doing, sweetie?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty well, Miss Renee. Been a while.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Yes, ma'am. You hear me, Renee?
Yeah,
All right. How
I'm
you
here.
doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing very well. Okay. So let me ask you a question. I don't know if you have a live account or a demo account, I'm not sure. But if you say, let's start with one amount. If you could grow an account right now, realistically, how much could you put into that account?
Um, 1,000?
$1,000? Okay, that's the amount we're going to start with. I want everybody to write the number 1,000. Okay, Renell, if I asked you with the first trade that we take and from here on out, how much of that $1,000 are you okay with losing if you lose the first trade?
Um, all,
How much?
all the 1,000.
Okay, I can't understand. You say that first part again. How much?
Please come back again with a question.
I can't understand you. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying. Okay, just
Uh,
I ask.
can you come back again with a question?
Yes, I'll ask it a different way. If you were to take the first trade and you lost, how much of your account are you okay with losing?
Okay, let me say $50.
$15. Okay.
Yes.
So let's see how much that would be in percentage. I know it's like 1%. Okay, so because 1,000 times 1% is $10. Okay, so that's what 1.5%. Okay, so then that means per every trade that we take, your risk tolerance is going to be 1.5%. I want you to remember this, okay? So have that written down. All right, I want everyone to focus on the price charts with me. I'm going to move my camera so I can look this way as well too. If you guys see me looking over here, this is because I am looking at you guys and my chart is right here. Okay, so when it comes to back testing, I always want you guys to think about it like this. Back testing helps you improve your trading technique. And when you back test things step by step. For my new people who are learning a technique or a strategy, here is a big tip that I can give you guys as well. Never try to back test the full strategy when you're brand new and you're just learning that strategy. You need to break those steps down. You need to break that strategy down. So if your strategy consists of 5 rules, meaning you have 2 types of structures to trade, you have multiple time frames, you're using 1 or 2 indicators, you need to break each of those down so you can back test the way things work versus trying to do everything at one time. Because if anything goes haywire, if you begin losing trades based on that system, you won't know how to pick it apart to tell the person who taught you this strategy was wrong. So you have to be able to break it down step by step by step. But when it comes down to your entries and your exits, this is the most crucial part. You don't want to overanalyze the entries and exits. So there's 2 things I'm going to need you guys to ask yourself. Number 1, where don't you want to see price go? When you realize where you don't want to see price go, you'll realize where you're trying to take the trade at for the entry, but that's probably a place where you want to set your stops, your stop losses, okay? But then the next question is going to be, where do you want to see price go? What you're actually asking yourself is, man, where can I enter the trade if it gets here? So I kind of cheated for you guys. I already have one type of zone structure here. I'm just going to set the backdrop story for this pair. So I just went 2 years back. That's all I did. I just went 2 years back on this currency pair. Do not cheat and go to this currency pair. Please don't cheat and go to this currency pair. Anytime you're back testing, you can do it 2 ways. You can see the full chart and back test the strategy with candles on, or you can back test without the candles. In this, we're going to back test without the candles. We're going to kind of set the scene because when we come back on Thursday, it's going to help set the scene to what we're going to do on Thursday. Okay. Now, as you are back testing, and this is just for you guys to write down because we're only going to be on 1 or 2 time frames for the night. I want you to start to analyze and start to write out what time frames are you going to enter, or I'm sorry, what time frames you're going to analyze the price chart, where you're going to find your trend, where you're going to plot your structure, right? Like what is the system you're learning telling you, or the technique you're creating? What do you want to do with it? Okay. The next thing you want to start to think about is what structures will you be using to enter trades? Are you the support and resistance person? Are you the trend line person? Like what kind of structural person are you, right? What tells you to enter and exit the trade? That's the where part, okay? I want you to start to think about where are you entering the trade, because based on where you enter sets the scene for your take profit. I'm sorry, exiting trade is a scene for your take profit and your stop loss. And then how do you plan to grow the funds? Which is why I asked Renelle, hey Renelle, how much do you want to start with? What is your risk tolerance? Meaning how much don't you want to lose per trade? That is very important to set the scene, because when you back test, you're setting the scene for what you do when you demo trade or when you live trade, okay? As you're back testing should help you, and it should show you what time frames are you normally entering into these trade setups, how long are you typically holding the trade for, what rules are working and not working, what are you hesitating on, and what areas do you need to improve on, and what areas are you strong in, okay? We're going to be on 1 time frame for today, because I don't want to confuse you guys with candles. If you can trade your technique or system that you're learning or creating on 1 time frame, you can trade it on any. Ask me how I know. I created all my systems and techniques on the 1 minute time frame, but as I got better with my system and my technique and teaching, I realized I'm a strict swing trader. I love the higher time frames. I trade 15 minutes a day. I hold my positions. I don't want to drop down. Every time I drop down, God smacks me, puts me back down to size and shames me and says, go back up. That's just me personally. And I know some of you guys are different. So we're going to go ahead and go over it, okay? Renelle, you with me again? You still here? Hey, Kelly. Hey, Erica. You still with me, Renelle?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
All right. Let me set the backstory for you, but let me ask you a question. How long have you been trading for?
Some weeks. Let me say 2 weeks.
Okay, you're a baby. You're brand new. Hey, that's okay though. But that's okay. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. Okay. So
Okay.
let's hit the back scene. I don't know what you know, but I'm gonna take you step by step. Okay. Number one, we're in a daily time frame. Okay. At this current moment, I want you to pay attention to my exchange rates. Right here, my exchange rate is at 1.68552. And then we were here at 1.72303. At the current moment, what has just happened is the higher low or the previous low's exchange rate has been violated. Now we have a new low. I'm like, okay, well, now that we have a new low, this is called a lower low. This low is lower than this low. But the thing is, Renelle, I don't know how low price can go, but I know where I want to participate into the trade. And this is my zone. For you guys who don't know, because some of you guys may be new to me, I am a supply and demand trader. I trade by economic standards, which means this is the currency pair Euro New Zealand. If I had the euro in one hand, and then if I had my New Zealand dollar in one hand, I'm trying to see which one I want to buy and sell against the other, because that's how we value currencies. One you buy, one you sell. So at the moment when price was over here, this is how you read a currency pair, Euro New Zealand. When price goes up, that means that people are buying the euro over the New Zealand. But when price begins to push down, that means that people are selling the euro against the New Zealand dollar. That makes sense how I just said it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So one thing I know is, because I don't know how low price can go, I have to wait. So where I don't want price to go is above 1.723. Where I want to see price go is to come back into my zone. Okay, this is just a zone I set. After we do this trade, we'll do the next one together, but I'll let you lead it. But let me ask you a question. What are you currently learning to trade?
Pardon?
You hear me well? What are you currently learning to trade?
I didn't get you well. Hello?
I'm here.
Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the question well.
What type of structures or strategy are you learning?
What type of structure or strategy am I learning?
Mm-hmm.
Presently, I'm learning the back testing, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what are you doing to back test? Like, what type of things are you plotting on your price chart?
For now, I'm not yet planning anything because I don't yet master it.
Got you. Okay, cool. So how about this one? Because you don't have anything to test right now, how about you sit out for this one? I'm gonna pick someone else. I'm gonna come back to you in the next 2 or 3 trades to see if you get the hang of what we're doing, okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. You good? Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm gonna pick someone else, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back to you now. I'm gonna come back to you. All right, Kendall says he wants to go. Hey, Erica. All right, Kendall, hop on, sweetie. You here with me, Kendall?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good, I'm good. How are you? Hi, everyone.
I'm good. All right, so I already know where you're going. You train under me, so let's go ahead and let's beast it out. You ready?
Yep.
All right. We don't know how low price is going to go, so we have to wait, right?
Yes.
This is a zone that is based on the weekly time frame. This is a demand structure, supply structure at this point, because we have a new low. So we got to wait. So we're going to play it forward.
Yep.
Guys, the reason why we're playing it forward is because we don't have enough data, and price is not in our structures. One of the things you guys will learn is, if price is not at structures, you don't take the trade. You're in no man's land. Okay. So price moves down, moves down or up.
Okay.
Now
Stop
we're
right there.
mhm,
That's an entry right here.
that's an entry. Can you explain to everyone why you believe this is an entry?
Well, the price on the supply and demand zone is lower than by the wick on top of the spinning top. So as you can see, we making lower lows um based on price action.
Mm-hmm.
So big also we have a confirmation a spinning top confirmation candle
Mm-hmm.
that tell us that we should get in because of the lower lows price is making. So we could go in for a buy. So
A buy or a sell? At what point?
um we would go in for a buy.
Okay, are you sure you want to go in for a buy right here?
Well, based on that candle, yes, I would go for a buy.
Okay, so let's
Let's
look
see.
at let's see what's gonna happen now. Who agrees that we should go for a buy? I'm gonna do exactly what you said. Okay.
Yes, and you could put the zone on top of the candle on top next to that spinning top.
And we're talking about this
What?
one, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Here.
No. Wait, and yes, right there. Yep.
And when I put this on, am I going up or down? What am I?
No, yeah, yes. Just leave it right there. Just the way it is for now.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So play. This is
Okay.
play.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a teaching moment here.
Yep.
Check this out, everybody. Now, Kendall, I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you.
Okay.
Okay. The reason why I'm going to respectfully disagree with you, and I'm gonna lead you into this trade, and you will trade the next one with me. You have a new low. This is a
Yeah.
lower low. This
Yeah.
low is lower than this low. You're
Yeah.
now trading for a lower high, or in simple terms, you're trading in this area where, remember, this is the area we want to participate in. We're
Okay.
trading in this area because if this is a potential lower high, this means that price can potentially go down. Because if my exchange rates are now dropping, remember, if this exchange rate is lower than this exchange rate, that means that the euro is being sold off against the New Zealand dollar.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to play this forward for you guys. See that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, do you see what happens now? You see what happened?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, I'm going to give you guys another secret here, another tidbit here. Okay. We don't trade candle by candle. And this is why you need a backdrop story before you enter into a trade. When you see a lower low, this is
Yeah.
not the time to want to take a buy. This is the time to want to take a sell, not here, but to an area, your structure, where you say that you want price to come into so you can take the trade back down to the downside. Okay. That's that part there, because now look what has
Yeah.
happened. Now you see how price came back up. And this is another teaching moment, you guys. Price will not always just drop. Sometimes price will linger. This is a euro pair. Euro pairs linger around your structures. So it could take a day or two, 3 or 4 days for price to move in your favor from time to time. And this is something that you guys really want to pay attention to, okay?
Okay.
So with that being said, the highest wick in this area is on this
That's
beautiful bearish engulfing candle right here. So that's a bearish engulfing candle. At the same time, do you notice what just happened right here?
lower lows.
You got a lower
Just a
low.
low. Yeah.
Exactly. So this low is lower than this low, right? And so
Yes.
I'm gonna
Can
mute.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I gotta mute you one quick second, so I can get this part out. Okay, it was a little bit loud. So now what's happening, you guys, is now that we have a new low in the market for my new people, this is how the market moves. The market moves in fluctuations. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. And this is why you want to sell high and buy low. So this is an example of sell high. That's an example of sell high. Now that price has dropped, this is where you say, okay, well, let me adjust with price action. Now that price pushed into this zone, gave us a bearish engulfing candle, fell, it broke past the new exchange rate. I need to see how low this thing is going to go because I want to participate. Remember the two questions that I asked you guys to ask yourselves. Where don't you want to see price go? Where do you want to see the price go? At this moment in time, I don't want to see price go back above 1.69443. The reason why we don't want to see price go back above 1.69443 is because price just tested that area. If price just made a new low and it gives us a pullback, we want to see price pull back into another area so we can continue taking price back down, because you want to see it take like a ladder of a downward stair effect. Right? You don't want to see it come across the board back to that number. You want to see it kind of flow down, wave down. Okay. So Kendall, I'm gonna call on you again. You ready? Okay, you ready?
So the reason why I went for the buy is just for a quick buy, not like as if that's a position buy. So what I wanted to do is just like um if I was scalping the market, I would just go for a quick, just for like maybe 2 or 3 bars up, and look for the sell at that point. Although structure said that it's selling. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
But here's the thing though, that's gambling at that point, because you had this one candle right here already that we were observing, right? This beautiful rejection candle. I saw where you're talking about the spinning bottom. I saw that part.
Yeah.
But this is your focus candle because you don't know that price is going to go up 2 bars. You honestly don't know that. And because we're in a daily time frame, kind of on the higher time frame, at this point in time, the best thing to do is to look for the sale, because you don't want to gamble. Because what if price would have just dropped on you? Now you're stuck in a trade and drawdown that you shouldn't be in. And then when you really look at it, and let's just say price dropped and it was supposed to go in that intended direction, you're kind of going to be upset with yourself because you're like, dang, that was the entry candle, the downside. Now you're gonna be like, why did I take the buy just for a few pips when the downside was going to give you more pips anyway? You see what I mean? So we want to trade with the intended direction. We want to trade with the normal, the natural flow of price. Okay.
Okay, yes, that makes perfect sense.
Yes, sir. So now that price is moving down, we just need to see where price is getting ready to go next. Oh, we got a beautiful.
That's a low. Yeah,
That's a
that's
low.
the candle.
Yes. So we don't, now hear me well. Even though this is a very beautiful candle, it's a bullish rejection candle. Rejection candles at bottoms and tops, you guys, means that price has a high probability of moving back to the opposite direction. In this case, it will be what's called a pullback or a retracement. Those two words mean the same thing. It just means price will pull back. So, Kendall, what are we gonna do here? What's your next play? What's your next move? What are you gonna do?
We're gonna put a zone on top of that. Well, we should wait for the next candle.
Okay.
Let's wait for the next candle. See what the next candle bring us.
And
Okay.
emoji.
From there, we could go for a buy based on the hammer.
Okay. So you're gonna counter trend trade.
Yes.
If you counter trend trade, where's your take profit going?
My take profit would be at that zone. That well, that's that. Well, we know that we don't want price to go below that wick on the hammer,
Mm-hmm.
and we want price to go towards that the first towards the orange line thing, the right yeah. So we want price to go on a buy up to that zone right there.
This blue
We
zone.
want price to at least retest that zone,
Okay.
and then for price to fall down on a lower low again.
Okay. So we're looking for a place where we can participate. You're saying that you're gonna take a buy back up here.
Yes.
Are you a counter trend trader?
No,
Okay.
but
Go
if
ahead.
the position presents itself, yes, I get in a sense, you know.
Okay. So you're trading back up to this zone, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So If you trade back up to that zone, what's your stop loss? Because you're already at 120 pips, right? Y'all do not get freaked out by the number, okay?
Yeah.
Don't get freaked out by the number, guys.
Yeah, I would put the stop loss like 50 more, or just bring it down a little bit more.
If you do 50 more, you no
Yes,
longer
so
have
that,
a 1-to-1 risk to reward. You'll be at 0.91.
okay. Yeah, that look no, that's too low. We
Okay.
want to push it up. I would just leave it to that wick. I
Okay.
would just leave it. Yes, I would leave it right there.
So let's talk about this, okay? Because at this point in time, you're gonna need some more specific rules. Okay, this is you're in New Zealand. You're counter trend trading, and you're not a counter trend trader. If you're not the counter trend trader while you're while you're live trading or demo trading, why would you do it when you're back testing? Does that make sense? How I just said that? Because when you back test, you still want to treat this as if it's real money.
Yeah.
Trust me, like you have to be mirrored. Mirror yourself in back testing to demo trading to live trading. But I'm gonna do what you say though. But then
Yeah.
also too, I'm gonna tell you this as because new traders are in here, and I need to be honest. If you have a tight stop loss like this and price comes and spikes you out, then goes your way, you're gonna be upset. We don't trade for tight stop losses.
Yeah.
Okay, we need wiggle room because, for example, let's say you put a tight stop loss here and to the downside, and then price stops you out, and then it even came back to test. Price will test you, not all the time, but you don't want to have a really good trade and it comes back and spikes you out. So we're gonna play it forward, okay? But I'm gonna play it forward for you. So let's see where it goes. You see that?
Ooh, wow.
And that's why I say, if you're not, hear me well, my counter trend traders or want to be counter trend traders. If you are not a counter trend trader, why would you do it? You need to have an area where you say, I will participate in. If that's not an area you will participate in, we don't take the setup. Okay? We don't. These are all going to be lessons that you're going to back test tonight. I promise you. Okay? So
Yeah.
we remember when I said, y'all, that we don't know how low price is going to go. I really did mean that. We don't know. Because I'm gonna be honest. Let me tell you guys where I want price to come back to. I need price to come back to test this exchange rate candle here.
Yes, that's what yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
but you said you wanted price to come back to the zone.
No, I wanted price to go on a buy to test that zone right by the orange line, right down there somewhere. Yes.
Okay, but when you say that, sweetie, you gotta remember you have to put it on your price chart. You gotta say, hey, put this. I'm looking to see exactly what you tell me to do. Okay, what you tell me to do. Okay, so we're gonna wait. So let's keep playing it forward. Now price is pushing up. You guys see what just happened here? You see how we had a green candle with price push back down. Green candle, price push back down. But then we get this volume candle back up to the upside, right? So when we get this volume candle back up to the upside, let's keep playing it forward. All right, candle, look what we have here.
Yep. So price is at that zone. Well, not close to my zone, but it's a inverted hammer.
Where's your zone? If I had to place a zone on this price chart, what would your zone be?
The zone would be at that blue line. That blue line would be the zone. But you know,
Now this is my zone. Why is this blue zone yours?
Because yeah, go ahead.
That zone is already tested. I don't want to see price come all the way back up here.
Okay.
I don't. And everybody's going to be different. Everybody here is about to have a different structure on their price chart depending on what they're learning. But remember in our sessions when I told you, this is your structure. That one candle becomes your structure, not everything else. Turn that structure, turn that candle into market structure for yourself so you don't have to look left.
Yeah.
We don't have enough wick, a good wick on that bearish engulfing candle to put the structure, but it is testing your zone or is testing your structure. Okay, because we're going to be going over that tomorrow because you're actually helping me see what we need to work on tomorrow in our private lesson.
Okay.
But that's not a bad thing because I'm going to help strengthen you in that. So by the end of our hour, you're going to be like, dang, I see it. Okay.
Okay.
We have a rejection candle. What do you want to do?
We're gonna go for the sell.
Okay. And if we go for the sell, I want you to talk to me through your take profit, and your stop loss. And for my new traders, I'm on Trading View, and this is called a short position tool. The short position tool just basically shows you when you adjust this, what your take profits are, what your stop loss is, and it's showing you your risk to reward, so you don't have to do any type of calculations. Okay. So, where's your take profit and where's your stop loss?
My take profit would be at you could bring the stop loss towards like the blue, like yeah, bring it that yeah, right there.
Okay.
No, you could bring it up a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine right there. And my stop loss, my take profit would be um I would say it's towards the I would bring it all the way down towards the wick. Yeah, yeah,
Previous low,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
We'll make
The
it simple.
previous low.
Lower low. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all. We don't need anything else. Okay. Simple trade. Really good. Simple trade. High probability trade, right?
Yeah.
So what we're saying is here, you guys, we're trading this to be our new lower high. We're gonna sell high, and we're hoping price will drop down. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. I want to know if you already can see it. How many of you would take this trade too? If you would take this trade, I want you to give me the number one. I'm gonna take the trade with him. I'm gonna take the trade too. I'm gonna sell back down to the downside as well because this fits my setup. Number one, I can see that trend is to the downside. I can see it. Number two, my rejection candle is my entry candle. I got that part. Number three, I'm gonna take it back down to the previous low, so I don't have to look left and say, look left, structure leaves clues. I don't care about the structure leaves clues. I care about where price is going. If we're in a downtrend, all I'm saying is I'm thinking that price is going to come and beat that previous exchange rate at the previous low, because once again, we're in a downward step effect. That means that if we take one step down, our foot has to go past that last low. Okay, I see all the ones. Let's play it out, you guys. And we're out the trade.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. So, Kendall, what's your learning lesson for this? Because you were about to take a buy here. You were about to take a buy here. You actually took the buy here. But what's your learning lesson?
My learning lesson is just like you said earlier about whether I'm a counter trend trader or if I'm not, if I'm a trend trader.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a trend trader, and there's no reason for me to go counter trend. If I had followed the trend from the beginning, I would just hold on to the trade.
Yep.
And I would be more profitable instead of like doing all this going back and forth, which really doesn't make much sense. That's what I get from today.
Yes, sir. And can I add one more thing to that I want you to remember too? Don't set tight stop losses. You see how
Yeah.
back and tested this entry candle?
Yes.
That's what I mean. Because if you set that stop loss at that wick, you're spiked out of your trade.
Yeah.
Okay. Contrary to popular belief, you guys, tight stop losses will kill a good trade. Ask me how I know. Now ask Kendall how he knows. Okay.
Yeah.
but this is what's gonna make you a better trader overall. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
y'all, now we have a brand new load. I'm gonna pick someone else. Thank you, Kendall. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So we have a new low, which is right here, but we don't know if price is going to go this low. But we do have a new lower high. Now the stair effect continues. We don't want price to come back above 1.68526. We don't want to see that. Okay. So I'm gonna pick somebody else. If you're the next person who wants to go in this, give me the number. Actually, say me. Just say me. Type me. If you're the next person who wants to have a go at it, type me. Who wants to have a go? Who wants to have a go? I promise y'all I don't bite. I just do everything to help y'all. All right. I can't pronounce your name. I'm gonna call you Y5. So Y5, come on up. So I gotta hear you, okay? Can you unmute yourself, please? There we go. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good and you?
I am very well. Thank you for asking. Okay, so how long have you been trading for?
It's still Ronel, eh?
Say that again.
It's still Ronel.
You're still new.
Ronel.
Okay, I'm gonna guess what you just said. 1 year, correct?
No, not 1 year. 2 weeks. I already answered that question.
Oh God, 2 weeks. Okay, so you're another person. Okay, well let me ask you this: out of the 2 weeks, what have you been learning?
Uh, all I've already answered this question.
Wait, are you the same one? Did your name change? Oh, you did change your name. Okay, so let's go back to someone else. I'm still come back to you. I'm gonna come back
Okay.
to you later on now, okay?
Okay.
I'll come back to you later. Okay. How do you know he changed his name? All right. Um, who else wants to go? I want to pick somebody else. If you want to go, just type me in the comment section. Type me in the comment section if you want to go. If no one says something, I got two people who I'm gonna call on because I already see y'all in here. All right, I don't see nobody typing. So, Miss Sharice, you hear me? You with me here, Miss Sharice?
Yes, please. Good night.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how long you been trading, Miss Sharice?
I've been learning for a year, but I think in terms of trading, I haven't gotten my feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in some ways, I am afraid to take the trades, and like when I'm actually gonna get in,
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching so long that by the time I um realize that it's going in the direction it is going in my favor, I
Mm-hmm.
miss. So I haven't really gotten my feet wet.
Okay. All right. So let's get your feet wet now. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. So what type of structures or technique are you learning?
Um, I was doing support and resistance, but it wasn't working out. So I'm really learning what you're teaching.
Okay.
So far from the like looking at the charts after and applying what I'm learning,
Mm-hmm.
I I would look um that candle, I paying attention to the last high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I recognize that price usually comes back to test in the zone of the specific candle that was the last high or low.
Okay.
So I would put I would look for price to pull back to around that area, like
Mm-hmm.
the bottom wick,
Above the wick or below?
the below wick.
Okay. So somewhere in this area, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna just put a simple one here. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, or do I need to move it?
No, that's good.
Okay. So we don't know how long price can go, but what you're saying is this is your participation area. This is where you want to participate to trade, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So all we can do is wait. So let me ask you this question because you said that you noticed that you're just sitting on your price charts, right? That could be hours, minutes, I don't know. Um,
Well,
hmm
I find that the higher time frames would be better for me because my I don't have the time to sit in front of the charts. But I used to really be looking at the lower time frames. But the what confused me was with the higher time frame, you have less candles. Wait a minute. Let me
you're fine.
yes, go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
I get it.
So, um, I would look for price to come back to that zone.
Okay. And let's see. All right. So we got our bearish rejection. We have a spinning bottom, another rejection candle, but we need to make sure price is going to go back up. Rejection candle, bullish candle. Okay. Volume, boom, 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 volume. That's what we're looking for. We need that volume, right?
Right.
Then we get this candle right here.
Right. So this is an inverted hammer.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you
Right.
taking notes, girl. Love it.
Yeah.
Yes, mama. I love it. Yes, that's an inverted hammer. So would you enter the trade?
Ah, I yes.
Okay.
I want to become more aggressive on the charts, but I guess I gotta make a move at some time, right?
Yep. Yes, this is the perfect time to do it. Ain't no money at stake, right? This is the only learning lessons. This is the beautiful part. Take the money out of the equation, take the stress, and just say, hey, if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. If I get it right, I get it right. But at least if I get it wrong, I can improve. If I get it right, I write it down, right? I take a
That's
picture.
true.
You see where I'm going? Don't put this
Yeah.
kind of demo and make the money so quick. Because when you do, my God, whew, Lord have mercy. Okay.
Okay.
So we need to make sure that this is a one-to-one risk to reward. Okay.
Right.
Or above a one-to-one. I can tell you already, looking at it, it's not. You see where it says 0.93 on my short position tool? We can't
Yeah.
take the trade. So here's what we need to do. If since we can't take the trade, we're gonna mark this as potential lower high, because what we're saying is, because the exchange rates are still dropping,
Mhm.
1.64 is lower than 1.65. As long as price
Right.
does not come back above 1.68, we're fine, right?
Right.
So the only thing we could do is to see if price will stay below this candle and give us another entry, or if it's going to come back into the same zone. That's it. Because
Right.
remember, as you can see, this is a lingering pair. Look how many times it gives you an opportunity. So let's just hope it gives us an opportunity, right?
Okay.
So we'll play it forward. Okay, price comes back up. It's back in our zone. It's back in.
Right.
Okay, hammer. We have a hammer.
Right.
Formation candle. Now, what do you want to do?
Let's see. Let's see the risk to reward.
Mm-hmm.
Is back in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I will be looking for it to break that. So what do we do? Do we no? I will be looking for it to break that. Um,
So let's talk about it step by step. When you see the candle, because I can see where your issue is, your hesitation. You're saying, "Man, I'm not even entering." There's something innate in you that's not saying to push the button. I'm gonna come at you from a woman's perspective right now. You ready?
right. Yes.
As women, I'm not sexist at all. I need everyone in here to know that I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I've been married for 10 years. Okay. I
Right.
have a little boy, I have a little girl. Okay. You have children.
Right.
You and I have spoken. I know you have children, right? So
Yes. Two boys.
two boys, right? So
Yeah.
with women, sometimes we do have a hard time making a decision, especially when it comes to money. Or we can spend money, but when it really comes down to saying, let's grow our own money, there's something, not all women, some women, but sometimes there's
Right.
something innate in us that said, you're not good enough to push that button. I'm going to need you to fight through that feeling. Okay.
Yeah.
Fight through that feeling. Let the market tell you if you're wrong. That's all I ever want you to do. If you say,
Mhm.
this is my setup, price went into my zone, price gave me the candle confirmation, honey, I need you to push the button every time. Okay, participate, become involved, because the more you push the button, if you're right more than you're wrong, you start to feel a little bit more comfortable, because now it becomes something repeated. It becomes a habitual,
Right.
it becomes a habit, something habitual that you weren't doing before. Because here's your habit. You just showed the habit. You have a bad
Right.
habit now of not entering into your trade. You've just been sitting there watching the price chart, watching your move. You're watching the move go past you. And then when it's too late until you realize it, now you're like, dang, I saw it. Why didn't I take it? Because
Yeah.
that is your habit and you're comfortable there. You're comfortable with being right. You're very comfortable with being right, but you're not seeing the reward from it. Okay.
At all.
Yes, ma'am. So let's make that into a habit now. Let's change it. You're gonna push the
Okay.
button. Once that candle closes, I'm on a daily time frame, you guys. So and here, watch this, right? Let me help you with this. Price on the daily time frame closes once a day. Okay, once a day.
Right.
Now I'm 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what that is in your time zone, but I'm 5 o'clock p.m. That means I only need to show up between 5 to 15 minutes one time a day to take that trade. The more I'm not on my price chart, the better I trade. Don't lie. The more I'm not on my price chart, the better I trade. Because if I have to make a
Mm.
quick decision, I rather make the quick decision that's fitting my setup so I can go on and be with my children.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
so start thinking that way. Okay, so let's set it up. Where are you going to take profit, and where does your stop loss go?
Um, I would put the stop loss. You see that wick that's sticking out from the zone?
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would put it a little above there.
Okay.
And then I would bring the take profit down to the previous low.
Okay. Right there. Right. Let me
Yeah.
make sure we're right. Yep, we're right. Okay. Cool. So your risk to reward is 1.53. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's say you have $1,000 account. And
Right.
what would your risk tolerance be? I know earlier Renell said his was 1.5%, but that's for him personally. Where would your take profit? I'm not sorry. What was your risk tolerance? How much are you okay with risking in this trade?
Um, I would say 2%.
Okay, 2% is $20, right? So
Yeah.
let's play it. Let's play that out. So we got $1,000 account balance, and we're gonna sell this bad boy. So this is an order panel for my new people. Some of you guys see this in your MetaTraders. Wherever platform you're using, you have an order panel. Everyone has an order panel. So your order panel is where you set your take profit, your stop loss, your lot size, or your risk. I like to use risk. I never touch a lot size. I don't want to touch my lot size. I want my lot
Yeah.
size to go up naturally. So our stop loss is 158 pips. So I'm gonna put that in my stop loss column. Our take profit is 210 pips, and your risk percentage per the $1,000 is 2%, which means this column should show 20. Okay, well, it's less than it right now, just about 1 cent, but that's fine. So
Okay.
what this means is if you risk 2% based on this information, where your stop loss is, where your take profit is, if you divide your stop loss into your take profit, this is how you get your risk to reward ratio.
Right.
That's how you calculate that, okay? So
Right.
what this is saying is if you risk $20, you can make $26.57. Are you okay with that?
Uh,
Yeah, I hear my
I
husband.
don't. I don't feel worth it, but well, I don't really know
Mm-hmm. And let me ask,
because
I'm sorry,
I. But 1-to-1 is okay.
this is above a 101.
Like
This is at
right.
1.53. That's pretty good
Well,
for a higher time frame.
well,
Trust,
I will go ahead then.
huh?
Yeah, I will go ahead because it is higher than 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm. It's higher than a 1-to-1. So let's talk about that really quick. Some of you guys are gonna learn. Some people would say you need a 1.5, a 1.10, a 1.2, a 1.3. Hear me well when I say this. As long as that trade is above, as long as that trade is above a 1, you are fine. You're not gambling your money away. Okay. The moment that risk
Right.
reward gets below a 1, then yeah, you may want to say, okay, hold on now. I'm risking more than what I can make. But don't you can't control what the system gives you. You can only control
Right.
what you decide to trade. Okay, where you set your parameters, and that is based around where your take profit is and where your stop loss is and what your capital is, and that's it. But baby, you're about to make $6.57 more than what
Yeah.
you could potentially risk. Be okay with that, because I work in a bank. If I put $1,000 into a bank account, I say, hey, grow it for me. By the end of the year, they're not even going to give me probably $5 or $6. You're
That's
about to
true.
make this in a few days. You,
Yeah.
I want you to.
Mindset.
Mm-hmm. That's it. So we'll hit the
Yeah.
sell button. Okay. Your unit size is 1,839, which is equal to a lot size of 0.01839. But in a
Oh,
MetaTrader, you can't put that in. You'll have to round it to either zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.2.
right.
This gets me to it. This gets it to me in unit sizes. I like unit sizes. So we're gonna click the button. If you would take this trade, give me the number one. I'm going to take it with you because that's my setup. Give me the number one. That's a perfect set. That's a perfect setup too. Give me the number one if you would take this trade. Rick says he'll take it. Kay says she'll take it. Bashar says they'll take it. Okay. I don't know if you guys are he or she, so my apologies. Kendall says he'll take it. Erica one. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. Robert says this candlestick formation looks like the teacup method. I have no idea what the teacup method is. I've heard of it. I don't know what that is though. But I trust you because you said it. Okay. All right. Okay, let's play it forward. We have a doji. We're in drawdown. How you feeling?
Mm,
In drawdown.
let let's see.
We're breaking profit.
Yeah.
I'm doing my money dance. Oh, we hit it. We made money.
Yeah.
Okay, we made money.
I
Now,
mean,
go ahead.
I make it so much harder than it really is.
Yeah, my girl. Listen, we can't control what price does. Take control out. Take the perfect setup out. Take being right all the time out and just trade the setup. Let the market tell you if you're right or wrong. Drawdown means it's another way to get into a trade. It does not mean you're wrong. Okay.
Right.
And if you like, watch this. If you would have came into the market when this candle was going, it got down into profit, but then it pushed back up. Imagine watching that doji right here when price was up here. You'd be panicking. Then the next day, price goes back above, but it's still testing your zone, right? Look how many times it tested. One, two.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember, this is why I did a class over currency pairs. Remember when I told you guys the euros linger? That was one of the characteristics of a euro pair. It will linger before it moves. This is why we back test to see how these currency pairs react. Look at how it lingered here. It has so many candles in one spot before it moved. Many candles in
Yeah.
one spot. This is why I want you guys to back test before you apply a demo, money to a demo or money to a live account. I want you to practice. It's okay to save your money. It's okay to not risk your money. It's okay to, not mess with your psychology. The same thing that you're feeling, I felt too. I did all the mistakes. Okay. And this is
Mm,
why I like to back test with you guys to say, hey, here's the warning sign. This is what the warning sign looks like. Okay.
right.
How you feeling, mama?
Good.
I need you to keep practicing that setup. This is a grade A setup. If you can take a picture of this setup, take a picture. This is your setup in the downtrend. Don't ever forget it. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetie. Practice this setup. I want you to only back test on your currency pair, something that's going down like this in a very beautiful trend. You said it yourself. Shaquan, price is testing price. I say that motto all the time. That is my motto. I teach that every single day, every single week. Private sessions, group coaching sessions, price test price. Y'all notice how we've not been to the left yet? Has anyone noticed that here?
Yeah.
Why have we not been to the left? Baby, price is here. Price is trading right here, right now. There's no need to go there just yet. Price is if it's like a person, like let's say, I can't keep blaming my husband or my husband keeps blaming me for something that I did 10 years ago. I'm not the person I am 10 years ago. I'm the person I am now. Treat me like who I am now. Right?
Right.
That's price. Economical, how can I put it? Economical reports change. The global economies change, right? One currency pair becomes stronger than the other. It flip-flops. But look at this. This is a beautiful area of supply. Price is going down. Euro is being sold against New Zealand dollar. That's it. Okay. So I want you guys to remember that, baby, this your setup, honey. And look how long that you guys were holding trades for. Like when Kendall put in the position here, right? He was in a trade for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 5 trading days. You were in this position for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading days. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
And baby, you probably may need to be the swing trader.
Yeah, I think I feel more comfortable um holding for longer periods of time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Start doing it. And if any of
The
you
day
guys,
trading is too stressful for me.
it is, and it can be. But and that doesn't mean that you can't come back to the lower time frames later. It just means right now this is just a focal point for you, right? It's just your beginning, your new
Yeah,
beginning stage. And if in the future, you say you want to go back down, you have the knowledge to see this on a lower time frame now too, right?
right.
You just gotta have patience to wait because here's what I've learned. When price is trending, I'm holding the trade shorter than what I'm waiting. I could be waiting on my perfect setup for 2 or 3 weeks per currency pair, depending on how narrow or how broad that trend is. But I'm okay with that because there's other currency pairs that could give me what I'm looking for. I'm fine with not trading one pair for right now. I could have another
Mm,
pair that's saying trade me now, you know?
mm, yeah.
So that's it. So I thank you so much, Reese.
Thank you as well.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Will
Um,
do.
yes, ma'am. And the question that I asked, like I asked if she was okay with holding a trade for that long. If some of you are not okay with holding a trade for that long, take the same setup and go find it on a lower time frame. That's it. Okay. You don't have to hold a trade for that long, but just understand like, hey, this is what the potential is on this potential currency pair. And as you guys can see, and let me bust a myth. I know people don't like the daily time frame because they say it's too risky, but a lot of people already analyze this time frame, but they don't use it to their advantage. They don't, because I can enter this on a 4 hour time frame, 5 hour time frame, 2 minute time frame, 5 minute, and still go through that same drawdown that a person on a higher time frame will go through as well. Same here. Even if she entered in on this candle, and let's say that she entered in around here on the 4 hour, price still pulled back against her. It didn't matter. Price still pulled back. So this is something that I want you guys to start thinking about. My new traders, some of this sounds foreign to you, but the more you practice these things, the more you hear the lingo, the more it stays simplified, you'll start to get it. Okay, we're gonna do two more setups. Okay, Miss is she here? Where is she? Let me see your name. Miss Erica, you here? Mimi says she want to go next. Yeah, I'm so excited. This is a really good area. All right. Miss Erica didn't say nothing. All right. You ready, Mimi?
I'm sorry, I can go next. I was trying to unmute it.
Okay, cool. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna let Erica go next. Miss Mimi, you can go next. And then where's his name? I think his name is Roland. I don't know. I forgot his name because he changed it on me. He can go last, okay? Because he's brand new. I wanted him to kind of see the effects of what we're doing first. Okay. I wanted him to see those effects. All right, you ready, Erica?
I'm ready.
All right. So we got a new low. This week is lower. We need a participation area because if we look at it, technically now this is our new lower high, and
Right.
we don't know how low price can go. But if I want you to walk me through what you'll do. Okay, you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Where do you see price going? Where do you need price to go so you can participate?
I So it looks like it's about to do another pullback, but it also looks like it's only a little bit lower than the previous lower low.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be a counter trend trade for me, which is something I don't do. So I would need it to pull back and be less than the 1.67698, and then I would be looking to sell.
Okay. So let's see what happens. Let's pay it forward. So price begins to pull back. Okay, you got a spinning top. You got a hammer here. Then price drops. Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna start that one over. I'm gonna start it over for a reason because you said the right things, but we need structure. Okay.
Right.
So here we can see that this is right. Price will stay below 1.67698. But where exactly is that?
So I would say at that bearish engulfing candle, the red one there.
This one here or
No.
this one?
Um, I think the one above that one. The first one or the second one you pointed to, that one looks like it's a little bit higher.
So
But
this,
there's no wick on there.
okay, I put an arrow.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to stay below here, that candle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna wait for the pullback. So we have a doji confirmation. We're gonna see if price can stay below 1.64054 is about 4 pips lower than 1.64096. So see here, boom, boom, boom. Okay, now we got a touch. Now you see the difference,
Yes.
right? When we say that we need structure, you know, this is what we're saying. We need price to come and test something. We need price to come and touch, reach out his hand for us, you know. So we have a spinning top. Is this an area or a candle you were into your trade at for the downside?
I would say yes, because it's retested that price.
Okay. So we're going to use our short position tool. I want you to tap to me through your take profit and your stop loss.
All right. So my take profit, I would it looks like it's hitting at 1.64 area, but I would like for it to go beyond that. But let me work on the stop loss first,
Okay.
because that's where I have issues at sometimes.
Okay.
So I would put it just above that wick. So just above the arrow.
Okay. How many pips above?
Maybe 5 to 10.
Okay. So we're in a daily time frame. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'll do a few more pips higher than that.
Okay. So I would go up to the bottom of that, or to that wick. Go up, 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 a little bit above there.
Okay.
I would go there because that's above where that wick a few candles back is.
I see what you're talking about. Okay. And where's your TP?
And then can you scroll out or out a little bit? I would take my TP down. Go down, down, down to the bottom of this candle right there. Go
Right
back
here?
up. A little bit back up. I don't know if I would trust going down to the wick. So right there at the bottom of the candles.
Oh, right here.
No, down.
Go down.
Where that's spinning.
Right here?
Down. Right there.
Okay, so why here?
Why there? Because that looks like it was a turning point. Like that's where it rejected the down at before.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do what you say, and we're gonna play it forward. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So your risk to reward is 2.72. So if we're trading that same $1,000, what's your risk percentage?
I would say 1%.
Okay, so $10, right?
2%.
$20. You see how it changes? So $20. Okay. So let's do it, right? So your stop loss here is 78 pips. Your take profit is 214. You like those odds?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Risk percentage is 2%. So you're risking 2% to gain 5.49. That's $54.86. I like those numbers. Okay. 2.72, you have a 1 to 2.72 risk to reward. That's pretty good, right? And that's gonna go back into what I was telling Sharice, you know, and all of you, we can't get so caught up in the risk reward has to be something because it differs per trade. It's all about where you set that stop loss, right? And you don't want it too close because you don't want to get wicked out of good trades. So we're gonna play it forward. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. So let's play it forward. And you hit profit. Good job. You hit profit because you traded beyond it. You traded beyond it. So I like it. One thing I like to do, I'm gonna add something. You ready, Erica?
I'm ready.
This is just for me personally. I love using Fibonacci because I like trading just like you. I like trading past my lows. The reason why I like trading past my low is because if I'm seeing that price in a downtrend, I'm saying that price can come and beat that low potentially. And if it does beat that low, then I'm still holding the position past it. So I agree with you there. We have two different ways of getting it, but every trader is different. So that's why I did not disagree with you, because I would never sit here and tell a trader that's wrong. You can't do that. I can't do that, because your way of getting your money is the way you get your money. That makes sense?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So I like it. Rick asks, why would it not stop at the last low? Price doesn't just stop at the last low. Let's look at it. Price doesn't just stop. It didn't just stop here. It did not just stop here. It did not just stop here. It looked like it. It still went past it. So, Rick, let me ask you a question. Can you get on the mic for me really quick? If you can. Okay, sorry, no mic. Okay, cool. Why would you want it to just stop at the low if it's in a downtrend? And that's for anyone who may have that question. Why would you want it to just stop at the low? What are you expecting to, if it stops at the low, what are you expecting price to do next? I know we're past it, but I will be guessing at how many more pips. Once again, don't control it. Don't guess and say, oh, it can go this many pips. We don't know. Listen, when price gets volume, okay, this is something y'all gonna learn. When price gets momentum or volume, which means it can just keep going in one direction, we can't time it and we can't tell the market, it has to do it. Just let the market show you its hand. I like to say play poker with it. I know it's kind of against we don't gamble, but it's not what you guys think. When I say poker, I mean let price show you her hand. Let her tango with you a few rounds so you can get to know her. That's exactly what we're doing here. Show me the way you move so I can know how to play you. Okay? That's what we do here. But don't try to guess her. Follow her. Let her lead you. Let her guide you. This is why we create rules around where we want to enter and then where we don't want to enter. If price, you see what I mean? So if price gets to this low, okay, well, this wick is lower. Okay, now let me look for a pullback because now I'm looking for trend continuation. That's all I know. But the moment we stop going lower, it's the moment we do something different. Okay, so let's play this forward and let's see what happens. Okay, because Mimi's gonna be next. I hope Roland's still in here. So play it for. Oh shoot, I played it too much for it. But this is the new low right here. Okay, we don't want price to go above this lower high. Mimi, you still here, sweetie?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
Okay, I'm all right.
All right. How long you been trading for?
Oh, off and on for like 2 years. And it's still a mess. It's still a mess, but
Okay. So, what have you learned so far?
I guess it's a broad question. I will say that I initially start trying to scalp, so I would be on the 5 and the 15 minute. I noticed that I like to trade the swings, but I generally because I'm on a 5 minute, I won't trade with stop loss, but what ends up happening is I hold the losses longer. So let's just say I have 1 or 2 losses, and then, let's say I'm using moving averages. So I'm using that to scalp, get wins, but those losses end up gaining on me, and I'm like never dropping them. And by the time I turn around, I'm kind of like back to break even, or, I'm just out. So yeah.
Okay, gotcha. That's okay. We all have a story. We all come from somewhere, and mess always turns into you being blessed.
Okay, then I'll take it.
That's what we're here for, right? We're all here to learn. Iron sharpens iron. I'm here in the same boat. I'm trying to see what's going to happen next. I'm just following what I like to do. With this is a beautiful trend, and so let's just see if it can keep playing out. Okay, so this area here is the last lower high. Okay, we want price to stay below it, but where would that be for you if you say I need price to stay below it? What do you need to see?
I need to see price come up and hit that that orange line that you have.
Okay.
Or I would use my moving averages. So if it's on a lower time frame and price came below my 2 moving averages, then I would enter there.
Okay. What's your settings?
Right now, So kind of funny. So for my entry, I use a 5 and a 6 just to kind of enter on, because I'm looking at the swings on a low, on like a 5 or 15 minutes. So if let's just say I have a 5 exponential moving average and a 6 moving average. So once those cross, I guess that will be my setup, right? In terms of the swing on a 5 minute. Once that 5 exponential crosses a 13 low, then I like to take that up into the 13 high. So I'm only trading, let's say, a 10, 15 pips. So I guess I'm controlling the market. I'm not just going with the, full game, because I'm only on 5 minute anyway. So I kind of trade from the entry of the 13 low to 13 high, and I might let it retest and then keep going, as I see it. But for the most part, I'm only trying to get 10 or 15. So I look for the cross up as a setup, and then once it enters a 13, then I go to the high of that. I might be looking at the previous high or low to get that.
And so you're just using the moving averages as your structure now.
Yes. Well, because I'm using 13 high and low, I know I'm on GBP USD, so I know once it enters the 13, the 5 enters the 13, that is going to proceed to the 13 high. So yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's pretend this is that, right?
Okay.
We don't have the moving averages on here, so we're just dealing with naked price, right?
Okay.
Because that's how price moves in between. It moves by price. So we're not gonna go down that low net time frames. We're not gonna do that. Because here's the thing too, and I'm glad you actually said that. I need to ask you another question though. What time frame do you analyze?
To be honest, I look at when I start off, if I'm really trying to focus, I'll go to the H4 and I'll say, well, I can see market, I can see structure, let's say a previous high, previous low. So if I see that, then okay, I know I'm looking for I'm looking for that swing to go up. So I might say, okay, I'm willing, even though I said I like to scalp, but I'm generally willing to hold the trade longer if I can clearly see on the H4 where I think it's going. So it's kind of like a mess, like I said. But anyway.
Gotcha.
I use the H4 to kind of see what the previous high and low, and then I mark that spot, and then I'll say, okay, where am I now?
That's good.
As the swing happens in my favor or in that direction, then I'll take it, and then depending on what happens in between there, I may get out, or if it goes too far out, then I might stay in, or just depend. But yeah, so the most part, I'm just using the H4 to gauge it, and then from there I may switch down to the 15, and then my entry's on the 5 minute.
Gotcha. So let's pretend that it's that, right? So
Okay.
need price to stay below 1.66254. And we want to hope that it stays below that. So at this current moment, it's hard. I know right now it's gonna be hard for you to say where your structure is, because you are using the moving average, right? You're not using any traditional structures, and that's okay because everybody is different once again. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this next candle. I use moving averages too, but only in a trending market. This is a beautiful trending market. Might I say it's very beautiful. I'm gonna actually end up putting mine on. Okay. At this current time, like if I were to take it, I would take it based on price action alone, but I'm a confirmation trader as well. So I need confirmation. So if the next candle is like a bearish, one of my leading candles, I only use 4. So maybe if it's just a rejection candle, spinning top, engulfing confirmation, I'll enter, right? For me personally, I don't trade crosses. I just trade momentum. So if there's momentum in between the moving average, that means that we have momentum. I don't like the way this is going through here though, for me personally. So I would just use naked price action. I know you're using exponential because that's fast and you're in a lower time frame. You need the exponential.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So next candle is bearish, right? So would you take that trade?
Would I take it going down? I guess I waited on the cross. Let me see.
I want,
Right now, I'm gonna say
I
no.
want
I'm
you-
gonna say
I
no.
want you to do exactly,
I'm gonna say no. Huh?
I want you to do exactly what you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say no.
Okay.
Mhm.
Kendall says yes. If okay, I'm gonna agree with Kendall. This is my setup.
Okay.
Mimi says no. I'm gonna also agree with her because I don't ever tell a trader not to take a trade unless I just know different. But I'm gonna agree with her as well. So we're gonna play it forward. If I do take this setup, my exit is back down here. Win or lose, always take the setup if it fits your rules. I'm glad you're sticking to your guns.
I would more than likely mostly not take it because of that engulfing, that big bullish engulfing candle
Mhm.
too. That
Momentum.
would be a factor in it.
Okay. So let's play it forward.
Okay.
And we go higher. So you stuck to your guns. Good job. We lost the trade, but I'm not upset. You want to know why I'm not upset? Who can guess why I'm not upset? Who can guess why I'm not upset that I took the trade? But I'm also happy that Mimi didn't take the trade. I'm happy because she stuck to what she knew to do. That's a part of being a good trader. There are times when I can say I can look at a currency pair with a student, right? And we'll have opposing opinions about the market. But I won't discourage that person. Or maybe that person will take a trade that I want and they win. I'm happy for that person. The reason is because you have to trade what you know. But the reason why I'm not upset, you guys, was because this would be a winner. This would be a winner. This was a winner. This was a winner. So if I won all of these just to lose this one, why would I get upset? I'm 4 for 5. You see what I mean? Not only that, but this just gave us another sense of direction to say trade the opposite way now. You gotta look. Reed said the setup is too tight. It's not about the setup. Not for me. I don't know if you're saying for Mimi or who you're saying it for. This is just price saying to go look at a higher time frame now. Anytime price gives me a new high or a new low, like it's going into from a downtrend to an uptrend. Remember, we talked about this in our cycle classes when we went over trend cycles. I said, hey, you gotta when price reverses, you gotta follow it. Right? So now I'm gonna follow it. So what I want to now start to see, Mimi, stay on here with me, okay? What I want to start to see is now price continue to make higher highs and higher lows. Now I'm gonna wait for a pullback. If price, the risk reward would not have been a 1. Oh, I see what you mean. Let's see. Previous low, I'm gonna go by how I do it. On this pair, I would do 50 pips. No, I wouldn't even do 50 pips. I would do 35 pips. So 35 would be what? 125. No, I had a 1-to-1. I had a 1.52. The way I normally do it. And if I use the Fibonacci, that would probably be up in that as well too. My risk to reward would have been over a 1. I have no choice but to take the trade. Now you might have yours above and maybe you couldn't take yours, but for me, that's my setup. Because it's the thing, we don't know what's going to happen next in the market, right? So let's start to see what's about to happen. Okay. Now, I want you guys to notice this. I want to teach you guys here something. It's something that I teach my society. This is a broad trend. I'm glad Mimi used that word earlier too. That's a broad question. That's exactly what you said. I like that you said. I remember everything. This is a broad trend because the market is making deeper pullbacks. I want you guys to rock with me for a second. I'm gonna teach y'all something. Rock with me. It's a broad trend. A broad trend means that it's when it pulls back, it'll take longer for it to reach your participation area, which is your structures. But you'll get more pips out of the market. Okay. A narrow trend means that what price is doing is it's trending really, really, really tight. So it won't take long to get to your next entry point and you'll make your money faster. Okay. So it's really, really tight. So let's look at it here. Okay. When price pushed up, it pushed back down. Okay. So this is a push up here. Another push by the wicks and a push down. My 4-hour traders would see this better. I just been trading wicks for so long, I can just see it. Okay. So what this is we need price to stay above 1.66612. Okay. if price can stay above 1.6612, you guys, what could potentially happen here is we could see price continue back up. Okay, this is potential. So I'm gonna try to find somewhere in here an area to be my structure. And this is where I'm gonna ask myself, where does price need to pull back to? If this is a big volume candle as well, and Mimi, you mentioned that you're like, man, look at that candle. That's a big volume candle. Okay, so if we don't want price to go above this candle, I'm going to show you guys where I would use my personal structure here. Um, I want to see it come back and test somewhere in this range. This is where some of you guys may use support and resistance. For me, like I said, I use supply and demand. So I want to see it stay above this candle right here. That's where I want to see price stay above. All right. So I'm just going to put a simple line here, you guys. It's nothing too deep. I'm just going to put a simple line here. Okay. Mimi, treat this like this is your 5-minute time frame. Okay.
Okay.
Because I want to also know what makes you enter your trade. You said moving averages, but are you focused on candle? Like besides the moving average, like what's your focus,
The focus is the swing. So I use the Bollinger Band too. So if it's at the Bollinger Band, comes back into the Bollinger Band. So I guess because I'm only like, let's say looking for 10 pips or 15 pips, let's just say if it's on, like, let's just say where you have that last price, right? Let's just say if that was the Bollinger Band at the very last price that you have at the top, right? Mm-hmm. Once that came into that and I started seeing it going down, if my moving averages cross right there, then I would take that down for a quick swing at the end of that. I'm not necessarily expecting to ride the trend all the way down. I'm just looking for that small swing. So let's just say if this is 5 minutes and it pulled back to the orange line, then this might be where I would get out, because I'll be like, okay, it's an uptrend. It's just going to pull back. Let's just say pull back to the 50. Let's just say that orange line is 50. Then I get out and then I see what it's going to do. But I would trade that as a swing and be looking for it to come back up to that last engulfing with price, that last price that you have, where that last resistance point.
Okay, girl, you got a lot going on there, price chart.
So I'm like going back.
Well, that's over here. I drew it out. I had to draw it out. I had to, because I'm trying to get a picture for it. Because trust me, an indicator. I'm gonna know how it looks. But I had to draw it out to see exactly what it is that you're talking about, so I can keep up with it, because it is a lot. So I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Okay,
I got you. We got to simplify that way. Okay, that's a lot. Would you push? Let's just say that this was that moving average and price was bouncing off of it. Would you, push the button for it?
Yeah. So yes. So that to me, that orange line would probably represent the 50. At that point, I would go back up. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go back up. If you guys will enter the trade, I want you to give me number 1. I'm gonna end up entering 2, because this is my setup as well. Trend is to the upside. Let's talk about exchange rates once again. Let's talk about the ladder effect. What's happening right now is the exchange rates are going up. Okay, 1.66612 is higher than 1.66461. Cool. Exchange rate pushed up. Euro in one hand, New Zealand dollar on the other hand. As long as price is going up, that means people are buying the euro over the New Zealand dollar. That's all. That's it. That's all we need to know. Okay. We see this because our exchange rates push up. That's all. All right. So I'm going to exit back up here to the previous high, because I want to see if price can beat it. If I was using my fibs, I'd enter in twice, have one to the previous high here and one beyond. All right. So we're just gonna do one for right now. We're gonna kind of speed it up a little bit here, because we're getting close to the end of the lesson here. So price pulls back. How y'all feeling? Who's nervous? If you're nervous, Mimi, how you feeling? Because it's your trade, baby. How you feeling?
No, I'm feeling good.
Good. Good, right? Price going up, we're out the trade. Boom. Oh shoot. And I'm trading this with y'all. Okay. I don't know what's next. Okay, I'm trading this in here. I'm in the trenches with you guys. I just know what I like to look for. I just know what I like to teach. I've been doing it for so long. It's like I'm just looking for my second nature trades. Okay, so boom, that's it. All right. So how you feeling, Mimi?
I'm feeling good. I would
Right.
have gotten out at that point.
I know. I know. So, yeah, now we have a higher high. Now we have a higher low situation. Our exchange rates keep pushing up. I just, as y'all can see, I'm a naked trader. I don't really trade with anything on my price chart. I don't go to the left, as you guys can see. I don't do look left structure leaves clues. I don't do any of that, and I don't teach it. That's just me personally. I wanted to do this back testing session to show that everyone is different. Not everyone trades the same, and that's okay. This is not a one size fits all type of thing, but it is good to get with other like-minded traders, and exchange some information. I've traded Bollinger Bands before. I showed you guys that I have moving averages on my price chart. I really only use 1 to 2 types of structures, in specific areas. My goal in my job is not to force it on anyone who doesn't want to learn it, but it is clear that, one of my goals is to make sure that you guys can read the price chart from a naked perspective. Because here's the reason why. When you have a naked chart in front of you, this is your art. You get to add anything on this price chart that you want to make it make sense for you. Mimi came in here and just said, I do A, B, C, D, right? I didn't discourage her. I'm not going to tell her to take anything off her charts. Am I going to say it's a lot? It is a lot because I don't trade a lot. So naturally, I'm going to think it's a lot. But if Mimi can read it, I want Mimi to read it. I want Mimi to trade it. You see what I mean? And I want her to trade it well and I want her to trade it good. So that's that part there. So I do thank everybody who volunteered. Okay. Roland, you still in here? I think it's his name. I can't remember. Is he still in here, y'all? I don't see him in here. I think he's in a different time zone too, y'all. I think it's in a different time zone.
Ronel.
Ronell, there we go. I don't know why I kept saying rolling because I see her rolling up there. My bad, Ronell. So let me ask you a question. 2 weeks in, you feel like you learned something today?
Yeah.
What'd you learn?
What I learned today. Today I learned that in the back testing, we can enter our trade depending on the previous trades. That means, how can I say it? The expressions are lacking. Oh. Oh. I don't know how I can say it.
Trust me, just say it. I trust me. We'll make it to where we can understand. Okay.
Yeah. Especially, I'm used to speaking French and English. And sometimes when I want to say something, it comes in French. Meanwhile, it needs to come in English. So it'll be complicated.
It's okay. It's okay. The good thing is you're here, right? And
Yeah.
the reason why I said take a step back is because I want you to see what the market is. Okay. Yeah. I want you to get a good feel and a good handle of what the chart is and then what it represents and just the plain movement before I just throw you out there and say, what do you think price is going to do? Because if you get in here and I just throw you in shark infested water and say, what do you think it's going to do? Buy or sell, buy or sell. And if it's wrong every time you get in, that's going to damage you psychologically.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm not saying in a very bad way. I don't mean to demean it, but all I'm saying is I would rather let you sit back and begin to prepare than to just throw you out there. Okay.
Okay.
Because I really hope you took good notes because we're going to be doing this again on Thursday. Okay.
Okay.
Same time. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, sir. But thank you. I thank you for even saying me. I thank you for even saying that you wanted to do this. So Thursday, if I call you again, I want you to at least be able to say, I get the handle of the high and the low. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Contact me soon. Okay.
Okay, madam.
Okay. You're welcome, Kendall. I see you in our session tomorrow, Kendall. You're welcome, Miss Renee. And I got your question too, Miss Renee. Is this one going to be released? I don't know yet. I don't know. Mm, Let me think of that overnight. If it is, I'll put it on YouTube for you guys. That way it's easy for everybody to reach because this is just a really good back testing session. So yeah, I actually may, you know what? I may put this up. I don't have anything else to do with it. So yeah, I'll put it up on YouTube for you guys and I'll send out an email as well too. So yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you one quick question?
Yes, ma'am.
It's me. For let's just say if I'm scalping, because I based on what I told you,
Mhm.
do you think, I guess I'm just trying to figure out, I guess because I'm always on the 5 minute, looking at the 5 minute, I do analyze the H4, to kind of determine direction. But can you see which time frame you think I should be on or should use for the 5 minute, or you think I should steer away from the 5 minute, I guess?
Oh, and I wanted to ask you this, but I didn't know if it's going to be an embarrassing question.
Uh-huh.
Um, are you winning more than you're losing?
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm carrying the losses, which really I don't, I guess I don't want to lose. So I'm carrying the losses and then I end up with a big mess because I'm holding it, and then I might revenge trade on some of it. So for the most part, I can get into, let's say, 80%, but I'm still carrying it while I'm doing 80%. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm still holding it. So maybe I'm thinking, well, maybe I should just trade in a longer time frame. But when I'm looking and I'm analyzing and I'm taking the trades, I guess mentally just can't, like, as far as like the winning, like if I'm winning, I don't really want to hold it for a long time. But if I'm losing, I'm like, okay, it's gonna turn around. It's gonna turn, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like I'm in between here.
Okay. So your account is growing, right?
Well, no, not really.
Okay.
Because I'm holding the trade. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I end up washing it out because it's like I have, like, say I have 10 trades. 2 of those trades I'm just holding. 8 of those trades are good. And I may short the trade because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get out when I'm winning. But it just ends up backfiring.
And you just lose your money. You lose all your profits, right?
I don't lose all of it. I may have to just start over again. Let's just say if I start at 40, I might end back up at 40, or you know what I mean, or start at 100. It washes out, like.
So you're at a break even point.
Yeah.
Break even is beautiful. I'll tell you why it's beautiful. Watch this. Break even means you just have to tweak something. You know what you need to tweak? Use a stop loss. Or I'm gonna give you 2 things. One, use a stop loss. If you're winning, that means that more than likely those 8 of those 10 trades you're taking, let me ask, I don't want to assume, but they go your way, right?
Right. Yes.
And it's just those 2 that just go the opposite. Let those 2 go the opposite so you can keep your profits.
I know. But when I get in there, I'm on there, I'm like, oh, they're gonna turn around. That's what I need to work on. That.
Right. And
sure.
That's another question I was going to ask you, because it sounds like you have a good system here on your hands, right? Which is why I say I'm not going to discourage you from what you're trading, because you can actually read it. So
I think it's the time frames that I'm trying to
say that as well too. It's your time frames and your trend. You have a good sense of direction, but the reason why maybe those 2 are pulling back against you is because you could be selling and buying opposite. You could be selling low and buying high in those 2 areas.
Okay.
I would say it sounds like it's not really 100% your time frames. I just think you may neglect that 4-hour when you should pay attention to it.
Okay.
What I mean now. So I want you to go back and back test that for me. And then see what happens when you set the stop loss. If you find that you're still winning after you set the stop loss, do this in do this in back testing, not demo, not live. But if you find that using a stop loss still helps you and you get the same percentage, then just use a stop loss. But if you find that is hindering you when you use a stop loss, I'm going to challenge you to pay more attention to your higher time frame. 4-hour and then maybe 15, and not really enter on that 5. Okay.
Okay.
So I would challenge you a little bit differently. So because to go from the 4-hour to the 15 is really great. But and then to also go from the 15 to the 5 is even more beautiful because you're only trying to catch a few pips anyway. So that just makes sense as well too. But just try that for me and then let me know what your results are. You're at a break-even point. All you need to do is tweak. That's it.
Okay.
You just need to tweak it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Work with her. Any other questions for me, you guys? I'm paused for like the next 5 or 10 minutes. Y'all can ask me any questions y'all want. Make sure that it pertains to you so you can get the help that you need. The right answer breeds the right question breeds the right answer so you can take the right action. Okay. So, any questions for me that I can help y'all with? Because we will be back on here Thursday, same time to back test again. Okay. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to back test entries and exits with you guys was because I saw that that was something that was when I asked in that group, the Forex USA group, what was something that you guys were struggling in? I kept getting that one the most entries and exits, entries and exits, entries and exits. I said, let me just back test that with them. Awesome training. I really enjoyed the perspective. You are very welcome. Very, 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 very welcome. I've been in this game for a long time now. I'm still a baby a little bit too, but stuff just starts to look the same after a while. It's just the way you trade it. And so thank you. I really do appreciate that. So any other questions or any questions? Because if not, y'all, I'm gonna go play my video game. I ain't got nothing else to do. Actually, I do got something to do. Miss Mandy, did you get my email? I sent you an email, sweetie. Did you get that one?
Yeah, your vehicle coming.
Yes. Okay, cool. I'm excited for Thursday. Oh, I'm excited for our training on Thursday. Okay. So y'all, looks like y'all quiet. That means that y'all good to go. Y'all don't have nothing much for your girl. Amazing training as usual. Thank you, Sharice. I appreciate you, honey. I really do.
Wait a minute, you know, I think I got one more question since nobody has one. So I think so I'm definitely okay with support and resistance. And when I'm looking at the H4, that's what I'm looking for to determine my direction. But I think where I get lost is that once I start trading on the 5-minute, I'm only doing the technical analysis of. So based on this training, I'm seeing that I analyze support and resistance, but I trade just on the technical moving average part of it. So it's kind of like when it starts to retrace,
So you do use market structure.
Yeah. I mean, on a basic level. I'm not that well with like the candles, like, I know a dojo, but like, like the Morning Star and all that, I don't trade by that per se, but just the moving averages or whatever. But I just saw that I'm going from support and resistance to just technical when I trade, and maybe that's messing me up. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I know where I'm going, but then I get mixed up in the moving averages if it starts to turn in another direction.
Right. So let's talk about that too. So you're using quite a bit. You have both of your bands, you have 2 to 3 moving averages, and you have support and resistance, right? Anything else? Come on.
So then I might use the Ichimoku to for the GBP USD, because when it goes into the what is it called, the net thing on the Ichimoku, what is it called?
You know what I'm talking about. I know how to use it. I know how to trade it. I don't know what it's called. Oh God, what's the key? The key something.
Yeah. Once it goes into that net thing, then I'm like, okay, GBP, it's gonna go on through the net. So they kind of just, I'm not really using the moving averages on the Ichimoku. Most of the time I'm using that net to kind of see, okay, if it crosses that net, then I know, okay, that's pretty good. It's gonna go into that direction. It's gonna trend a small trend onto, wherever it crossed that. So if it's GBP USD, then it crosses in that net, then I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to continue in that direction.
And that's the only
so, so it's a lot of technical analysis going in my head as I'm like when I'm in the trade. Yeah. So that's the thing where I'm back and forth in the technical analysis.
Okay. And what's the question really quick? What's the question?
The question was, how do I combat that where before I enter the trade, if I go on the H4, I'm looking at support and resistance. But when I go down to the 5-minute, I'm looking at the technical analysis part of the moving average to get in. And then if anything changes on the moving averages, that's where I start kind of flip-flopping sometimes. Like, oh, okay, no, it's,
Okay. So it's all technical. It's all technical. Technical analysis just basically means you're not using fundamentals. You're not using news. Everything you're
Mhm.
doing right now is technical. It's your chart art because you're putting it on your chart. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's that part there. Number one, I'm going to need you to prioritize what you do. So
Okay.
if you say Shaquan, I look at the 4 hour time frame. I need you to write down everything you're looking at on that 4 hour before you drop down because your 5 minutes should only really be used for an entry. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So if you're using it for an hour, you already told me you have highs and lows. So I'm already assuming now that you're plotting support and resistance on the 4 hour, right?
Just eye wise, yes. Uh-huh.
When you
I
say
can see it naked. I can see it naked. So when I look at the H4, I see where support and resistance is. I'm like, okay, I'm going up. Boom.
so you're not using the naked price action for trend. You're using support and resistance for trend.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to hear me well when I say that support and resistance is not your trend, it's your structure. It can aid and guide you and assist you with it, but
Uh-huh.
you're gonna get a good handle on trend, get a good handle on it before you apply support and resistance. That's why you
Okay.
start using price stable tools and I only directed it towards those numbers. Okay, that's one.
Okay.
So plot your structures. If you're going to analyze the indicator, the Ichimoku cloud, what time frame are you analyzing that in your Bollinger Band? I need you to write that down. Is it the 4 hour? Is it the 15 minute? Is it the 5 minute? Which one takes priority? If you're using moving averages, it sounds like on the 5 minute, you're using that to guide you in your take profits and where you enter
Yes.
that, right? So
Uh-huh.
then that needs to be your last confirmation. But then your Bollinger Band, where does that stick into? Because now you were just using support and resistance. Now, where's your Bollinger Band, right? Because then you're using the 50 within there. Moving the Ichimoku cloud has moving averages inside of it as well too.
Uh-huh.
Ichimoku cloud is moving averages, right? So you
Uh-huh.
have
Uh-huh.
4 to 5 moving averages now on
Uh-huh.
the price chart that you're dealing with. So
Uh-huh.
who has priority is what I'm going to need you to write down. But what really puts you though into your trades, which should be at the top of your confirmations, which should be at the top of your list, your priority is the moving averages, the 13, I believe you said, that puts you into the trade.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes.
That is
But I don't evaluate that on the H4.
right.
And maybe that's the problem. Or does it matter?
It matters because as you drop down, and that's what I'm trying to see too, because I'm gonna have to look at it because it's like I'm trying to keep up because it is so much.
But don't think about it from the movie. Think about, okay, like I look at it and I see which direction I want to go in when I'm on the H4, right? But as I get into the 5-minute chart, it's almost like I abandon the direction I seen. If I get into the trade and the moving averages say something different.
Right. So and that's the thing too. Nothing should ever conflict what you do. If something
Okay.
to be priced by itself, but that's why I say prioritize it. And then if something does conflict, what's the main thing that tells you I don't care if these conflict, I'm gonna still enter? It sounds like you're moving averages. It's the main thing you should be focused.
Yes. Okay. And so as far as using the H4 for direction, should I drop down to a smaller time frame? Because
keep it. You need an overall direction. So here's how I look at it. When you group things into three, I'm gonna send you my ebook. It's it's one of my free ebooks. So I need you to write this down because I talk about a highway method. And here's my highway method. If I have 3 time frames, and I always group things by 3. If y'all ever hear me teach, I always use 3 time frames. You have an overall time frame. You have a current time. Wait, you have okay. Let me put it this way. Let's think about being on the highway. You put something in your GPS, right? Your GPS gives you the route from point A to point B. That's your highest time frame that you'll go. Yours is the 4 hour for right now. Okay. That gives you your high and your low. I think this is priced from point A to point B. That's it. But then you have your middle time frame, which sounds like your 15-minute. Now, that's the highway that you'll stay on that highway. It gets you to your destination faster, but you're not really doing anything with it. You're waiting for price to get to a potential point or participation point so we can enter into the trade, right? It's just getting you there. But your 5-minute is where you take the most action. Once you get off that highway, it's going to take you into back roads, right? That's going to get you to point B. Point B is you entering the trade. Okay.
Okay.
because that's going to help you reach your final destination. So that's what's going on right here. So you need your 4 hour, you need your 15, you need your 5. Okay. That's
Okay.
what you need. But it sounds like you're just doing too much because I've yet to hear you mention anything really when we just talked again about the Bollinger Band.
It's almost as I'm in the trade, and let's just say I said it's gonna go up, right? Once it reaches that Bollinger Band, or let's just say I'm at the Bollinger Band and I see it start to go down. If let's just say I see it make an M off the Bollinger Band, then I might decide, okay, I'm gonna get in from that. So it almost like the structure off the bowling band matters. You know, it's kind of like as the things come up, they matter, but I'm already in the trade at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
right, you're in because of your moving averages, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Your priority, moving averages are priority. You need those. And then I would say if you're just going to look at a high and a low, because it sounds like you're not doing anything with your support and resistance, I would say just use a price table tool to just mark out your high and your low and say this is where price is trading in between that for the moment. Get rid of support and resistance. This is the time you want to start to eliminate things that you're really not really using.
Okay.
It's just gonna be the question of, well, I'm not using it, but okay, now what? You know? And if you are using the 50, it sounds like what time frame do you use the 50 on?
Well, I mean, when I'm in my 5 minute, I'll use the 50 more like as a bounce. You know what I mean? If it bounces up to 50, you know, it's kind of like I only use the indicators as I'm in the moment of trading. So
as you're in the trade, you're using it.
Yes.
So it's an extra confirmation that I would say keep it because that's in market analysis. So that's due to your risk management. There's three process steps to risk management. Pre-market analysis before you're in the trade, in market analysis, what you're doing while you're in the trade to manage your position, and then post-market analysis, how you grade that position after you're out of the trade. So it sounds like that's a part of your in-market analysis.
Yes.
Analysis is just more confirmation price going in your direction. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I like
okay. That's it.
Look, I'll tell you, there have been so many times a person has been trading their system for or learning to trade a system for months or a year. I come in an hour and fix it. Like, this is what you should do, A, B, C, and D. I love doing that because it's like a puzzle. I love putting puzzle pieces together. Do you realize I just did this and never seen your price chart?
Right.
You know
what's going on. Yes.
Because remember what I just said, y'all, price does the same thing. It doesn't matter what you have on your chart. It's just all about how you're trading it, right? Like, I can look at 100 strategies and tell you exactly how to work them. Because I look at it from my naked perspective and then pair it up with your indicators. It doesn't matter what happens. Price going to still react the same way. It's just all about how you see it. So your higher time frame goes what leads you there, though. That's what I'm saying. You got a good one, you know, but that moment it goes against you, I'm gonna need you to test that stop loss factor so you can keep money in your account. That's your tweak right there. Okay.
Stop loss. Okay.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work out, come back and see me because it's something else that's going on.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Now, good night, sweetheart. Anyone else? Anybody else? So we're gonna get it's so interesting. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Renelle. It's a lot to trading. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. But you know, after a while, when you start to see the same thing, because one thing I like about Mimi know what she's talking about. She broke her system down to me, and I love that. There was no hesitation in what she's doing, so that's really good. So she knows her process. I think once you know and you understand your process, and you keep trading it, you don't, leave or stray away from it. It's easy to eliminate the things that you think you need that you don't really need, and then it's easy to keep the things in your system that you need to become a profitable trader. Some people are naked traders like myself. Some people are indicator traders like Mimi, and that's fine. I love it. Okay, you guys, so it seems like we're all clear and good to go. We're all traded out for the night. I'm about to get ready to go. It's 10 o'clock and I really want to go to bed, y'all. I was going to play my video game, but my eyes are starting to hurt if y'all see me rubbing them. So I'm going to bid you guys a farewell. I pray that you guys have a safe night, and I will see you guys on Thursday. You guys be blessed. Y'all have a good one.